Hey guys, Elizler here, and for this one, I wanted to talk about, is it a good idea to have a dog in your truck? Is it? Is it really? Um, it's gonna be a mixture of other things um, as well as what to have in your truck, and also how I got her, which I'm pretty sure I either said no. I think I recorded that, but I didn't upload it, so I got the official video of introducing my dog that I never did, but I recorded. I got to put it together. But so starting off, just quickly of how I got my dog. It wasn't a spur of the moment thing. I have been wanting this dog, I've been wanting a Cardigan Corgi for the past 2 or 3 years or so. And because I wanted a Corgi in general, is what it was. I wanted a Corgi, but it just seemed weird that they didn't have tails. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that's so weird. And then I saw a picture of a Cardigan Corgi, and they have a tail. I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. And then I saw a video of the Merle color, and I was like, I have to have that. But I couldn't have a dog, so I didn't have a job. So years down the line, I'm a truck driver now, and I was like, oh, awesome, I'm gonna get a dog. And I waited till I've been driving my own. I started driving my own last year, January. So 2019 in January, I got this dog August of 2019. So, and I was trying to find a breeder, because looking for a blue Merle female puppy, Cardigan Corgi, I'm searching for God knows how long and not finding. Even Pet Finder was like, here's a Corgi that's like 2 years old. No. I want a puppy. I want all the bullshit of the puppy brings, you know what I'm saying? And I couldn't find anything. And I found someone on Facebook that's a breeder on Facebook. And I asked her how to get on a waiting list, because I did research, and it says like people who are official, like professional breeders, they do not breed like crazy. So you'll end up being on a waiting list for God knows how long. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get on this waiting list now that I found someone, and I can just save up more money, because I was already saving up money for a phone, because I had the same phone for like 5 years. And yeah, I had the same phone since 2013, or no, 14. Same phone since 2014. So it was struggling, and I was saving up for that and the dog. And when I talked to her, she was like, I was like, because I found out someone else was looking for the same type of dog, and I found the link from there on a post, and I sent her a message like, hey, I saw that you breed Cardigan Corgis. I was wondering if I can get on your waiting list. I told her I was looking for female blue Merle Cardigan Corgi puppy, and I was wondering, how do I get on your waiting list, you know? And she messaged me back the same day, actually, like a couple hours later, and it was either the same day or the next day. But she said, I still have 2 from my litter. I'm like, swear to me. And I was like, swear to me right now. I didn't think it'd be so soon. And I picked from the 2, and I waited for her to be old enough, and I paid for her. I paid for her plane ticket to be flown over. And there was that risk of, what if I'm being scammed? You know, that did sit in my mind. And you know, and I read like reviews, and someone else had the same thought as I did, and she put a review on there saying, I was worried about being scammed, because someone else did scam us, or tried to scam her, and she got her little baby from them, and I have mine. And then I came home. My days changed. I was supposed to be home to pick her up from the airport, but then they changed, so I wasn't gonna be home, and my mom was nice enough to pick her up from the airport for me. And so when I showed up like 2 days later, there was the little puppy on the floor in the little pen, you know, the little tiny corgi self. So tiny. So tiny. But that's like, you know, the quick rundown without details of how I got the dog. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going to say when I actually do I think in the official introducing the dog video. And I've been wanting a dog for years. Like, I had a German Shepherd named Howler. He lived to be 13, and I didn't get to see him for like his last 4 years that much because I joined the Marine Corps. So I was in Okinawa for just shy of 2 years, like a few months shy of 2 years, and then they put me in Virginia for the rest of the time, for a little over 2 years. Or no, it would be like 2 years because I left early. So like 2 years in Virginia. So I only saw him when I came home, and I just like missed the company of a dog, even though they can be annoying just like siblings or if you have children. Other people's children are annoying to me, so I assume they're just as annoying or a little bit less. I wanted a pet in general. I really did. My dream pet actually is a chinchilla, and that did not work out because of space requirements. Also, it was space requirements, and I didn't have a job, and then now I have a job where it's just I'm not home, so I can't have them anyway. So, and then my mom was just like, no, you can't have a dog, and her reasoning was because I want to walk around my yard barefoot. I'm like, you've never walked around the yard barefoot. Like, when have you ever walked around don't give me that bullshit excuse, because Howler was put down in 2015. I have not seen you step foot in that backyard barefoot. Don't try me with that bullshit excuse. Just say because you don't have any money. That's the only logical reason. And you saying that you don't want a dog in your house. Those are the only two logical reasons. That was the most bullshit excuse I've ever heard. But they agreed, or really my mom agreed. My dad, I think, would have been fine with it, as long as I take care of it and I don't ask for them to do anything with her, blah, blah, blah. I can take care of her. And then I got a job, so they're like, yeah, you go ahead. The dog ain't gonna be in the house anyway. So now I have this dog, and she's annoying as all get out. She is. She's so hard-headed and slow. She's a little on the derpy side. But that's just, you know, how I got the dog and why I chose this dog. Well, the fact that I really wanted her, size wise, is another reason why I chose this dog. I didn't get her to be a guard dog. I didn't look for a guard dog. I was looking for a companion. I can't get a cat because I've never had a cat before, so I don't know how to deal with that. And my parents detest cats, and I just recently found out my mom did an allergy test, and it turns out she's allergic to cats. So she has 2 reasons not to like cats, but she doesn't like animals in general anyway. So cats out of the question. But like, I was like, oh, I really want a corgi. And then when I got into the truck, I really thought about, like, yeah, a corgi would be so much better. Like, I've never seen a corgi in real life. Like, I've never seen one in real life. I've only seen them on the internet. So I didn't realize how small corgis really were. Like, I did research, and you see videos and stuff, but it's different seeing a physical corgi compared to your own size in your eyes. So it's just, whoa, you're tiny. Whoa, you're so tiny. And just like looking at her like curled up on that side of the floor, like she doesn't even fill up that whole side. And that's perfect, because in a truck, like it's not a lot of space. It's really not. Like, it's enough for one person. You can make it work as long as you're not like putting excessive amount of things that you really don't need in the truck. Like, I figured out everything that someone needs to go except for my laptop bag. That sits on my bed. Now that they've changed now I've got this new truck, so I can't put it in the closet like I used to. So it just kind of sits on my bed. But that's fine. But everything has a place for it to go, you know? And getting a bigger dog is like having another person in this small space, you know? And I see people with big dogs, great, but I don't want a big dog in this small place. Like, I would love another German Shepherd. Heck, I want 3. I want a standard color, when they come in the black, brown, and a little bit of white. I want a black one, and I want a white one. White fur is gonna be a pain in the ass, because they just get dirty if you sneeze on them. So it's just like, you know, but just space requirements and the fact that, you know, just where I'm living at home with my parents. So it's just like, I need something that's not gonna take up as much space. I don't have to buy such big things and more things for this dog, you know. So I had to put everything in consideration. And I never knew I was gonna be a truck driver to begin with. I did a video about that. I didn't think I was going to be. That was something I never wanted to do. So it all kind of came into place when I originally wanted this dog like 3 years prior. So it just kind of worked out for that. So it's great. Great. And I could pick her up and put her in the truck. She weighs 20 something pounds. She fluctuates between she's supposed to be like 25 pounds or somewhere in there, but she just fluctuates. She stays in there in the 20s. She just stays in there. And so I could just lift her up, you know, it's fine. So it's all good. Cause bigger dogs, like a lot of them can hop in if there's a running start, but the way the parking lot's set up, that's not gonna work. So there's like a stair thing that you can buy, or you can lift a dog up. I don't want to lift a big ass dog up. I don't, especially at night. I don't want to do that. Be throwing my dog in the truck, like, get your ass in there before I get kidnapped. Hurry up. I'm serious though. But anyways, that's why I chose this dog, why I got one, and why I chose this one specifically. Oh, my eyes are itchy. It's that time of year, guys. It's the pollinating of the South. Oh, it's the pollinating. It is the pollinating. I've rubbed my eyes and made it worse. Okay. And then so now I'm gonna go over some pros and cons, like the ones I've thought of. I know there's like more pros and cons, but these are like the ones that are right there on the tip top of my brain, that are the good and bad things of having a dog in your truck. The good and bad things. There's a lot more bad things, but my experience is a little bit different than other people's. So that's why it's a little bit of both. I'm trying not to move my phone around. That's all I have. I don't have a stand for it or anything. I do, but then it turns it sideways, and I don't know how it's gonna come out when I put it on video. So I don't know if it's gonna be vertical. Like, I don't know if this is still gonna keep a vertical screen, and then you're looking at vertical screen, but then you're gonna be looking like this because I turned it to sideways, so turn it to the side, so I don't want to do that. But so I'm just trying to hold it but not move it around. You are knocked out. I wish I could flip my phone around. Verizon. Samsung. That new phone that's coming out, all the new ones, you better be able to flip the screens when you record a video. I'm not getting the new phone, but I'm just saying all the future phones need to do that. And I'll get a new phone in like 5 years again. Phones are expensive. No. Anyways, the pros and cons of having a dog. These are my experiences of why they're good or bad. Like, what's the tippy top right there that I can just write out on paper real quick, without having to sit there and ponder on it for like God knows how long. So I'd say it's a good idea. It's a good idea, a bad idea, but it's a good idea. But I'd say more so it's a good idea if you've had this dog for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dog has been with you for a while. Like, it's not fresh a puppy like mine. Like, the dog is trained, everything like that. Then yes, get this dog. That eliminates a whole bunch of problems, which I'll talk about in the bad ideas. And having animals in general is great company. I personally love animals. I love other people's animals more than my own. Like, how people I love other people's kids but not my own. Like, I've heard people say that, but that's like literally me. But they're literally great company, especially when you don't like people. I don't like people like that. Like, I will hang out with people. I go into crowds. I go to cons. I've gone to raves. I'm not much of a club, like a regular club fan. I prefer raves, but raves are kind of weird too in their own ways. When people try to randomly kiss you, it's weird. That Matrix dodge I did was phenomenal. By the way, But pollen. But I mean, it's not like I don't like people, but it's just, I feel more comfortable around animals. I feel more comfortable being outside when I have her walking around. I don't like being outside in general. So it's just nice to have her there, just to look at her cuteness. Just looking at her brightens my day, especially when she's splooting. When she does a sploot, that just brightens my day. That's my favorite part of a corgi, is the back legs. I like to look at them when she walks. I love to look at them when she's trying to run away. It looks like she's trying to do so much work, and it's like a cartoon when they're running so fast but they're staying in place real quick. They're staying in place while they're still running and then they take off. That's what her little legs remind me of when she runs, because it kind of looks like that. And then she sploots. All corgis sploot, and it's the cutest thing ever with their tiny little legs. And then dogs in general are so great. They're a great company to have when they're not being retarded. I like having her around. Like right now, I'm like not in this truck, like this current truck. She's being a pain all up in the butt. I don't know. She's being grinchy, but she's being just extra. But overall, though, just seeing her do her cute little things, and she's playing with her toys, and she's getting all in it, and she's just like stuck upside down, and it's just hanging out of her mouth, and she's just frozen. You just look at that, and you're just like, it just lifts your spirits. It brightens your day. It lifts whatever it is that's bothering you and upsetting you. It kind of just makes you forget, and you feel better, That goes the same with like any animals. I'm just speaking on a dog's behalf, because that's all I've experienced is having a dog. I have sugar gliders, but that's not the same thing. They're not with me. So there's also that. They're being taken care of by a friend. So, because I didn't want to get rid of them. It kind of feels, I have a thing about, I've made the choice and I put effort into taking care of you and money into taking care of you, that I don't want to just give you up unless I literally could not physically take care of you. Like financially I couldn't take care of you, then yes, but that's not the case. So I have a friend watching them until I become local, and then I will go get them. It gives you someone to talk to without looking crazy. Because people will see you talking to yourself, but then like when I'm talking in the truck, they're kind of like looking at me, and then she kind of pops her head up and they're like, oh, she's talking to a dog. I talk to myself all the time. Conversations, scenarios, woulda, coulda, shouldas, whatever I'm feeling, I just talk it out to myself. It's just how I've always been, and it's just easier for me to get it out to myself than to get it out to someone else. It's just, I don't know, it's just easier for me. I don't know if that's just how I am, or just how my life events have molded me into being the way I am. Is whatever, it's a combination of everything probably, but it's just easier that way for me, and it helps me just to get it out and to really think about it. And I'll say things I'm like, wow, all right, you get it out. But it's just nice to have like this little furry goofball to talk to, and they're looking at you like, what you talking about, human? What you say? I don't know what you're saying, but let's go. Let's go do something, And they get all hyper for no reason, and they start talking back. And they do that talk back thing. It's so funny, because she'll whine, and I'll whine back at her, and we'll keep going back and forth. Or she'll bark, and then I'll bark back at her. We'll go back and forth. It's just, I'm like, who are you talking to? And she'll keep going, and she'll just be so excited over nothing. Watching her little self look out the windows, because she can see out the windows, especially in this one. It's like a little bit lower, or they're bigger, so she can really see a lot more through these windows than the old truck. So it's just, watching her being a creep is hilarious, because I'll leave, and then as I'm coming back, there she is creeping out the window, like, I see you, human, coming, I see you. Just being an all-out creep towards everyone. So it's funny, it's annoying, but it's really funny, because she really does creep. And it's so funny because people will back in, park next to me, and they're sitting in their driver's seat, and here's my dog. What you doing? What you doing over there? Who are you? Just being being a straight up creep. And I just sit in the back like, I'm sorry, don't mind her. It's so funny watching her do that. She just loves people, loves everyone. So also that's another thing, temperament. You gotta make sure your dog, your cat, whatever the heck you are bringing into the truck that you're allowed to bring, because I know people have exotic things, and that's like owner operators or other companies that might not have as strict rules as others, but you gotta make sure they're people friendly if you're going to bring them out. And I never had to do anything for her. Like, that was my concern, because my first dog wasn't properly socialized, so he hated everyone, every person, every animal. He didn't care. You could be down the street and I don't even see you, and he's barking at you from way down the street. Like, he was all bark, but it was just the fact that he was a German Shepherd. The size alone has people scared and stuff, and then his big bark, roof, you know, it scared people. So that was something I didn't want to repeat, because he really did intimidate a lot of people, and it was bringing him in public places was not a good thing. So we didn't really bring him into PetSmart, because he was aggressively barking at everyone and other dogs. He wouldn't attack them, but he doesn't want to be near them, and he's telling them to get away. So that was a repeat I didn't want. And being that I had to leave her with my parents, I was just like, hey, you know, just do some things like, you know, bring the vacuum around her, wear a hat, do things so she could see things, and, you know, and experience some things while I'm gone, because I can't do it. So can y'all do that so she's not afraid of things and whatnot? So, you know, you gotta make sure that temperament is good. I didn't have to do anything. She loves everyone and everything, unless you're carrying something big in your hands, a box, a bag, trash bag, trash can, things of that nature that are bigger than her. She doesn't like that. It scares her. You put it down, she's back to her normal self. But, you know, excuse me. You get exercise, take your dog for a walk, get some walking in, because, you know, that's all we do is sit down all day. It's like, it's different from people in an office. As you get up, you can walk, go get some coffee, take a break, take a smoke break. You move a lot more in an office setting, or even as a professional gamer. Whoever does that. I don't know anybody who's a professional gamer, but I know they do a lot of sitting down, especially the ones who do those competitions and they're on teams and stuff. They do a lot of sitting down, but they still can move around more than we do, because we're sitting and driving. So to get out and just to walk, your bones and stuff look better. Like, I don't know what it is about this new truck, but my back hurts so bad in this new one, and my left shoulder hurts really bad. I don't know why, but getting out and just walking around feels so much better. Even though we're not doing like a huge hardcore walk, it's just, you know, you're still moving them bones, moving them joints. And if you know, run around. I don't run around. I haven't ran since sometime before I got out of the Marine Corps. It was like 2013. So I think 2000. And somewhere in 2014, I stopped running. I was just on light duty all the time because I was in so much pain and no one wanted to fix it. They were like, oh, we'll just do pain management. I'm like, it's not working. So I was never cleared to run when I got out. I still need to do physical therapy. I need to strengthen my hip. But yeah, and then also fresh air. I don't like rolling the windows down while I drive because it's so much and it's so much noise, and then God forbid another truck pulls their horn. That startles the mess out of me because it's loud, you know. So I do roll down the windows, especially like if I'm at the place where I'm delivering or getting loaded at. I do roll down the windows there because you're only going about 15 miles an hour or slower, so it's a nicer breeze and it airs out the truck and everything. But just walking out, looking outside. I mean, us introverts don't really care about that too much, but you know what I mean. Go outside, get some fresh air, and you got your dog here, so you're feeling all, you know, it just gives you a different sense of just self when you have this little dog just smelling all the smells and everything. And then meeting other people with dogs, that's a conversation right there. Like, you just think, can my dog smell your dog? Sure. You know, I've done that. Like, can my dog meet your dog? Is it okay? She's harmless. She's just extremely hyper. Extremely hyper. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm sorry. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. Wake your butt up. Wake up. She's not looking at me. I tell her to stop staring at me a lot, so she's just... She does that. She just looks away a lot, like she's doing right now. It's kind of warm in here, so I'm gonna turn the truck on, or turn the air on. It's weird. It turned the air on in the back over here, and it turns the truck on. Actually, no, that's background noise. I don't want that running. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna leave that on for a minute though, just to cool it down. But that's just like those are the pros, the good ideas that I could just think off the top of my head without really going into depth, because I can't really think of anything else, you know. But I have so many more cons of why it's like, why it's not really, it's like what is a bad idea and like what to really expect that's bad, or that's going to get on your nerves a lot more than it would at home. So is it a bad idea? For me, from my experience, it was a bad idea. Now, I got a puppy. No training whatsoever. That right there tells you, bad idea. Because now, all the problems that comes with having a puppy, they know nothing. They know nothing. They're like, oh, that was this, that, piss here, poop here, chew on this, tear this up, you know, all that. So now you're dealing with that, but you're in a truck and you're working. Makes it even harder to deal with. That's why it's a bad idea. It would be better if you've already had this dog. But the thing about it is motion sickness as well. She rode around a little bit with her breeder, going to the vet and stuff, and her parents, she said the breeder said her parents love riding around and stuff like that, which is great, but you know, you have to still deal with the motion sickness. And she was fine. I took her in my car a few times before I even officially put her in the truck. I did take her with me, and she was kind of a little iffy about it. She wasn't sitting still. I bought a doggy seat, a car seat for her to strap her in, and it's like a little pad and all that stuff, because I only want hair in this one spot, even though it's on the back seat in general, but it's just, I feel better when it's more concentrated on her spot. That's why I bought it, because I don't want dog hair and smell all through the car. Can I just have it in one spot? But yeah, the whole motion sickness thing. And then you have to you have your potty training, you're dealing with the teething. I had like 20 different toys for her to deal with, and I still had to deal with her chewing on things, even though there was 20 things for her to chew on that were different textures, still chewing on my stuff. So there's dealing with that. And then training in general, because they ain't got no sense. Dogs, just like people, ain't got no sense if you don't teach them right, and she don't have no sense. She's just like, ooh, person, beeline. Ooh, dog, beeline. And she gets stepped on for that all the time. Like, I stepped on her really hard once, because I walk fast. And especially at night, I'm really walking fast. And she was on my left side, trucks were on my right, and someone climbed out of their truck and she saw them, I didn't, and she tried to beeline in front of me, and I crushed that little paw, and she yelped and I almost fell. I looked at her like, I bet you won't do it again. She still does, but we're working on it. We're working on leave it. She knows what it means, but she pretends to not understand what these words mean that I've taught her, because I say them all the time. I'm not trying to drill them into her, you know, because training is supposed to do like a little bit here, a little bit there every day, like 2 or 3 times a day for a few minutes. It's because I use them all the time every day, is because those words pertain to everything we do all the time. Like move, sit, stay, you know, leave it. All those I use all the time, because I tell her to move because she likes to be up under my feet all the time. She likes to be up under everyone's feet, everyone's legs. So she's a serious tripping hazard, even at home. So being in this small space, I tell her to move all the way. She needs to get out of my way. Just move. I have to teach her to move, because she'll I'll open the truck and she's sitting right there in my way and I can't climb in. I'm like, it is nighttime. You don't get the fuck out of my way. So I've taught her to move, especially if I open the door. You need to move when this door starts opening. You need to get away and then you can look at me. I almost crushed her because I was climbing up here and I stepped down and I almost stepped on her because she wants to sit right under where my feet are gonna go. I'm like, you can go anywhere else in this truck and still see me. There's no reason you need to be this close. No reason. So she should know move. I tell her to sit because she should know how to sit. So I do that every time I take her outside. I tell her to sit. I call her to tell her to come here. I tell her to sit. And then I put the leash on, tell her to stay so I can climb out, open the door. Then I tell her to come again, to sit right there before the door and to stay so I can get the leash and put that around my wrist and then pick her up to take her outside. Because I don't want her to beeline and fall off. She has fallen out before, but I caught her. So I'm trying to teach her all that stuff. So it's stuff that needs to be taught all the time because we use it all the time. I'm not trying to drill those, but she pretends like she doesn't know what those mean. She's a little derpy. So training is hard because there's a whole bunch of other things I want to teach her to do. Aside from just cute tricks, tricks she needs to know. She needs to, really calm down and stop trying to charge at things. So she gets so excited at seeing other people and animals. And when we're outside, she doesn't listen. If I'm in the house or in the truck, she's like, oh, okay, what you doing? Hi, you called my name? Yes. Oh, okay, I'll sit. You take her outside, she doesn't even look at me. She doesn't even look at me to acknowledge I have told her to do something. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. And you're going the wrong way, truck. This is a one way and you're going the wrong way. There's an arrow. There's 2 arrows that tell you which way to go. Go right in. Anyway. Where was I? Training. The whole potty train. Yeah, it's really hard to deal with getting a puppy in the truck. It's easier at home, but in a truck, it's just you're on a different time schedule than you would be at home, even with a regular 9 to 5. The messes and everything. I bought, pads. I bought diapers. So much duct tape. The duct tape is to tape the pads, because even though the pads have sticky things, they're not super adhesive, and she likes to tear them. I really want them to stay in place. I had to teach her to stop tearing those up too, because I'll put them on the floor and I'll hear her tearing them at night. Then I gotta tell her no and flick her in the nose no, do not do that, and put new ones down. You got all these toys and you're tearing up something that does nothing for you. What sense does this make? And whatnot. So, and then she's torn up. She's chewed on my seatbelt sensor. So it showed that I was driving around unbuckled from my seatbelt when I really was buckled in. But she chewed through it while I was sleeping. I didn't catch her. I caught her when I was sitting there at Freightliner waiting for them to fix it. I caught her doing it because she had the audacity to sit next to me and chew it. Oh, I caught her there, and I was like, boop, popped her right on her head, and it scared her. So she's like, what? This is the best part when you catch her doing something wrong. You just pop her real quick. Just you don't have to hit her hard. Just boop, and she freaks out. And she's chewed on my. There's a binder that you have to keep in your reach, and it's on the driver's side. It has your permits and stuff in it. She's chewed that 2 or 3 times. She's chewed the key that I put in that I have in the ignition. It has a little tag that hangs off of it. She'll chew on that and she'll turn the truck off in the summer. I'm like in the shower or something and it's hot still. I'm like, you trying to catch it? People gonna break into this truck, keep playing, and I'm gonna come back like, what the fuck? And they're gonna be like, you're a horrible person. I'm like, the truck was on and she has water. What are you talking about? The truck was off. I'm like, her dumbass probably turned it off because she chewed the key, and take my dog away like I'm a horrible person or something. So I took the tag off. She tears the trash. She's messed with my charger cords. She'll pee not on the pads or the edge of the pads, so it'll still get on the floor. It's just such a mess because it's like I was getting less sleep because she was using the bathroom in the truck because we were still potty training, and I would have to get up, clean up everything, lay down new pads, tape them down, and then go back to sleep. So I was losing so much sleep. I mean, I still don't get a lot of sleep, but I was really losing some sleep because I had to get up and do stuff, and it just really sucked. What also makes this really hard, which I'm gonna say this because it's fine now, I guess. My dog was illegally in my truck for a month or so because the rules for where I work, your dog has to have had her rabies, and they can't get the rabies until whatever time. So she had her parvo and all that other stuff, but she still needed her rabies. The goal was for her to stay at home with my parents. They're like, we'll just watch her, it's fine. You know, I had the food there, I had her toys there, her playpen to stay in, her potty pads, her little thing that the tray that the potty pad sits inside. You know, I had everything. And they just had to, you know, do whatever. Like her poop wouldn't always be on it because she poop walks, but the pee would be in the tray. She might miss a little bit because she'd be on the edge, but overall it was, you know, in there. And my parents bailed on me after like 2 weeks because they were saying it was too hard for them to do. It was so much work. They did so much work. And I called bullshit. And we were going back and forth with this. Well, me and my mom. My dad wasn't really saying nothing. But me and my mom were going back and forth with this because I'm like, bullshit, you're doing more work than me. What the fuck you think this is? No, I'm doing more work. You're like, all this time we had to take out of her day to clean up for her. Like, I would put the pads down, I would clean up in the morning, and I would leave for the gym and come back and I'd clean up again. I'm like, it doesn't stop your day like it stops my day. I have to drive for 11 hours. I have to drive 500 miles. I have to work 14 plus hours a day. I cannot be stopping like that all the time. I have to physically stop to clean up a mess. I have to physically stop and let her outside. If she chews on something, being that she is illegal in my truck, they find out that she damaged something in my truck, I could lose my job. So let's see who's doing more work. Me, because I'm sitting here and they're thinking I'm taking extra time and being lazy and taking an extra long break. No, I'm cleaning up the fucking mess she's making in the truck. And I didn't want to take her outside because she wasn't fully vaccinated, and I didn't want her to get sick outside because no one knows how to pick up their dog's fucking poop outside. Like, no one wants to clean up after their dog. And my parents were like, oh, we're doing more work than you. No, the fuck you're not, because you're not gonna lose your job over this. She's not tearing up your shit that keeps you from moving and working. I'm doing more work. Like, the fuck is this? You think this? No. And she just swears by that she was doing more work than me. I'm like, you're really not. Like, do we need to go over what my job is and what I have to do? Now, see how much time that takes out of my day. Because you leave and you don't worry about it. You don't come back and check on her. She has her water. She has her food. You don't worry about it till you come back home. I see it. I have to stop somewhere, anywhere, and clean it up. And I'm also worrying about losing my job. How is that the same? You're not gonna lose your job. You own your own business. Dad's not gonna lose his job. They need him. Like, and taking care of a dog isn't gonna make, you know, the fact that the dog's at your house is not gonna make, my hair is a fucking mess. I need to straighten it. But whatever. So it's just like, it was just pissing me off with this. My mom just swears on the hell and high waters that she was doing the most, and she was doing the minimum. Because I have to do everything out here. Train her, deal with her sickness, all this stuff. So it's just like, no, Mom. I'm more at risk than you. I'm more at risk. Like, when she makes a mess, she used to have a pillow in the truck, and sometimes she'll like, she's thrown up on it, or because when she's in trouble, I'll yell at her and she'll pee a little bit, so I have to wash it. So now I have to sit here and wash and dry this pillow that takes 2 dry cycles to dry. That's taking time out of my day. They're like, why is she still sitting there? You know what I'm saying? So I had to deal with that and hope that no one found out until she got her rabies shot, then officially put in the paperwork. She's legal now. She's been legal for quite some time, but it's just that moment in time was so stressful. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's just like, it sucks having a puppy. And then you have no one to watch her for as long as you need her to. So it was just like, that pissed me off. Trading the mess, yeah. And they could just, like I said, they tore up your truck. The 2016 I had these 2 holes in the floor, and apparently it had like the cup holder right there, and they removed them because it was a tripping hazard. And she just sat there and pissed right on those holes, and it went under the floor. So imagine just smelling piss, but you can't clean it up. But then every time you walk on that part of the floor, it squirts out. It just squeezes out. So yeah, at home it's just on the floor. You wipe it up, spray some bleach, let that sit, or wipe that up, keep it rolling. Nah, the shit's under the floor now. It's under my floor now. So that shit sucked. So I had to buy duct tape, and I had to use even more paper towels, because I would tape paper towels over it, so the paper towels would soak it up, and I would just change them every few days or so. Like every 2 or 3 days I would change them. And so there was that. Tearing up I couldn't say anything about my folder being torn up because I couldn't have a dog. I said the seatbelt sensor is broken, is what I said. I didn't say how it was broken. I just said it was broken, and it says that I'm not wearing a seatbelt, but I am. Oof, excuse me. And I just tried to make sure the cord for the Qualcomm wasn't hanging down, so her dumb butt doesn't think it's okay. And then the trash, she tears up the trash. I don't know why. Like, she tears it at the bottom, and she's been doing that lately. I don't know why. She's doing it a lot more lately. And she started chewing on my brake pedal like a fucking idiot. I don't know why. She literally has a toy that's basically the same kind of texture, is really close, but she chews on my brake pedal. So that's why she's in her little shame corner over there. I cannot trust her to wander around the rest of the truck, supervised or not supervised. So she's just sleeping over there with her toys. I gotta go buy her some more, and hopefully that'll stop that. But what else? So yeah, that's why, yeah, that was really hard with the whole not legal puppy. So dealing with all that, and then just introducing her to the truck in general was just bad, because she didn't really get a lot of time in the car. She was kind of relaxing. She started going to sleep about the 3rd time, because I had to drive 100 miles because my car had died, and it was due for an oil change, but I couldn't get an oil change, or it was due for something, but they couldn't do it because my car completely lost power. So whenever that happens, you have to drive 100 miles and then do it. So I had to drive 100 miles. I took her with me, so she started falling asleep. So she was getting used to it by that time, but she still needed more time in the car. But I had to take her. There's nothing I can do. There's no one else to watch her, because no one wants to watch a dog that is not trained at all. You know what I'm saying? She's still a puppy. She still hasn't learned anything. No one taught her anything yet. So I had to take her. I didn't have a choice. And when I put her in the truck and I hooked up to the trailer, I hooked up to it a bit hard. I scared her, and I scared the pee out of her. She pissed on the floor, and she was hiding up under my feet. So I had to stop. I was trying to leave. I was already running late. So I'm always running late coming back to work. And it's just, I had to deal with that. And I just got tired of just whatever. It was so much work, and just putting the pads out, and then it was just like I was like, I didn't want to be that person to put diapers on their dog, but I ended up being that person because I got really tired of the fact that I was putting these pads out and she refused to use them, and she was just peeing and pooping wherever she wanted to. So I just put diapers on her. Like I was leaving, she was wearing a diaper like all day until like the vet was like, it's okay to take her out to use the bathroom. Just, be careful where you go, and make sure she's not there too long. So I was keeping her out of the grass, which is really awkward. So she was just peeing like off in the distance on the concrete. and just, so that was uncomfortable, because it's like people don't pick up after their dogs, let alone they might not all be vaccinated either. So it was just, kind of weird. So that made it a little bit easier to be able to take her outside to use bathrooms. So that made things a little bit easier. And then I think at night I stopped putting the pads down, and I was just leaving a diaper on her at night. So if she had to pee, it'd be in the diaper. If she poops, it doesn't usually come out of the diaper. It'll just kind of stay in there. But then I have to wash her butt. So there's that as well. But that's the whole potty training thing, is a pain in the ass. It's a new dog. She doesn't know what she's doing. So you have to stop more. I don't know like how everyone runs when they drive. Before, I was driving like 4 hours. I was driving 4 hours already, and then I would stop like for a 30-minute break, and then I would continue driving the rest, and I would stop to fuel or to use the bathroom, but I really wasn't stopping. And that's why I was always hungry as well, because if it wasn't something that I could eat and drive at the same time, I wasn't going to eat. And getting her and starting to potty train, I was stopping every 2 hours. So that takes up some serious time, stopping every 2 hours to let this dog use the bathroom while she's learning to hold her pee and everything like that. So that's a pain in the butt too. It's time consuming. It's very time consuming, because it's at least 15 minutes. If you're not getting distracted on your phone like I do, it's like 15 minutes. And to take the dog use the bathroom, put the dog back in the truck, wash your hands, all that stuff. Now we're up to 4 hours. If she doesn't have a UTI, or if it's not too bad, then we can go 4 hours. Because UTIs keep you from holding your pee, even if you have a little bit. So that sucks. That's another, the con about that is the whole potty training, having to stop a lot more. I wrote everything down. The whole mess, the training, when they get sick and you have to find a vet, that sucks, because you're trying to find someone that can see your dog like right now. And your dog, your cat, whatever, is not the only animal sick. So you have to find one that you can that's nearby, that you can get to, that's nearby a truck stop where you can drop your trailer and drive over, and hopefully has enough space for you to bring your truck in there, or somewhere to park on the side of the road or something. So there's that. And I've had to do that at least, I think I've done that twice. I did that 2 times. What was the second time? Oh yeah, okay. It was 2 times. I had to find a vet. The first time was when she got a UTI, and my friend was saying it's because she was in diapers. It actually wasn't because she was in diapers. It had nothing to do with it, to be honest, because she was in them for a while. The problem with that is because, being a female dog, they squat on the ground, and I hadn't taken her outside to use the bathroom. She wasn't outside using the bathroom for a good minute. She was inside. So the outside was now touching her lady parts, and being that also she has extra skin down there, so it creates these folds that bacteria and stuff sit in. So now she's getting UTIs because she's outside in the world. And so I just noticed that it's like she was like, I was watching her, and and she was peeing a lot when I would take her outside to use the bathroom and all this stuff. And then like she couldn't hold it, and she just pissed in my truck. Like I was like, you never, like, what? Like all of a sudden you can't hold it? Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then I saw that there was like blood in her pee. I was like, oh, I know what this is. And then I had to find a vet because I wasn't going to be home for another like week and some change. I think I had a whole week before I was even going to go home, so I couldn't wait to go home. So I had to find a vet in Texas. I found one nearby that I could see her first thing in the morning, which was great, and I'd pay for that. And then another time was she was just extra poopy for no reason. I don't know why. I don't know what she ate. She probably ate something she wasn't supposed to eat, which I wish I could speak to animals. I would tell her, stop fucking eating things I didn't give you, because you come in my truck and you start throwing up, and it pisses me off because I'm like, I didn't give it to you. So I had to find someone for that, which was the same vet. It was convenient. It was the same. I was in the same area when it got really bad. So it was just, I went back to them. We still don't know what was wrong. There was nothing in her that they saw. So they just gave me some medicine to help her out, and so there's that. So that takes time out of your day too, finding a vet, taking her to the vet, so you're running late for the loads and everything like that. It's just having to stop to clean up a mess. She'll throw up randomly. I don't know why. She ate something in her didn't agree with her. I wish I could talk to animals and tell her to stop doing that, because it just pisses me off, because I'm just like, stop. I didn't give that to you. It is not safe to eat. It is just, and you don't know how long it's been out there or whatever, and then she'll just throw up. I've come back in the truck and it's been throw up, and I'm just like, all right, but you can't get mad because they're sick. So it's just like, it's fine, I got this. And you clean it up and you keep it rolling. And then you have to think, you also have to, they have to get exercise. You have to remember that. Like your dogs need to get exercise. So that right there is hard unless you go outside and run. I prefer dog parks, like, because there are truck stops, especially like a lot of them. I mostly see like Loves and Petros will have dog parks, and then some of the other not like brand name popular ones will have dog parks. So if I have the time, I like to leave her in there for like 30 minutes to an hour if I can, and just let her run. There's never any dogs in there for her to play with every time though, so that's the sad part. But I didn't mind that because she wasn't spayed at the time, but now she's spayed, so I don't have to worry about too much. So the exercise, so there's that. Being a woman that is a truck driver out here, it sucks having a dog because now I have to leave outside. Like normally it's kind of unavoidable for me to be outside and it's not dark at some point, but I have to be outside more than I would need to be as a woman. And then at night I have to take her outside to use the bathroom one last time. And I say one last time because it is one last time until the morning, 8 o'clock. That's if I'm like, I usually I try to do that. If I'm still driving, then still take her out. But what I do is it's the same thing as I do the same thing as when people are potty training their own children. They don't have liquids past this time, and then you take their butt to sleep. So 8 p.m. rolls around, I take away her food and I take away her water. But she's already have gone to sleep 2 hours prior to this. She's already gone to sleep. She's like knocks out about 7, about 6, 7. She's like out like a light. Doesn't touch her water or food anyway. So she's not thinking about it. She's never really thinking about it. She's always borderline dehydrated and whatnot. So she's not thinking about it anyway. so I don't feel so bad taking it away. And I don't want to have to get up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. to take you out to use the bathroom, because I'm like, there's weirdos out here. There's so many weirdos. Like, just the creepy guys alone. The video that I did about creepy guys, just that alone, you know? I don't know who's lurking, because you got the homeless people lurking around. Not all of them are nice. Not all of them are nice. Not all of them are just like, oh, yes or no, do you have any money? No, okay, bye. Not all of them are like that. And then you got, like, you know, lot lizards. Now, I haven't seen any, but, you know, and then who knows, their pimps could be around. I don't know how they work. I don't know. Just regular old weirdos, because the world is going to hell in a handbasket. So I'm not trying to be out and about more than I need to be. So yeah, I do that. And she's fine. The way she barely drinks water during the day anyway, and the vet's like, oh, she's not dehydrated. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, she's fine. Her skin snaps back, everything. She's not showing any signs of, she's fine. I'm like, all right. But I do that because I'm not trying to be outside. It really sucks. Like, I try to take her out. Like, if I'm driving really late, like past 8 o'clock, and I haven't found anywhere to stop, I try to stop at a main truck stop, pull through the pumps, take her out to use the bathroom, put her food and water away. That way, wherever I stop, because at that point, I know it's going to be somewhere that I'm not going to feel comfortable being outside. I don't have to worry about trying to get her to pee. I've already done that. She's already used the bathroom. I don't got to worry about that. So all I gotta do is find somewhere to park. I've used the bathroom. I might have to use it again. I don't know, but that's what cups are for. I don't want to step foot outside when it's dark at these sketchy places, because these other truck stops that are not the main ones are not. Some of them are kind of sketchy. You don't feel comfortable being outside at night. But that's even the main truck stops. I don't like being outside at night either. Or the parking areas. Definitely not the parking areas. Whew, no. And rest areas, no. All manner of life is out there. All manner of life. Yeah. The friendly neighborhood crackhead named Jeffrey. That shit had me scared. When someone randomly knocks on your door at night twice. Yeah. I don't want to be lurking around outside and someone else is lurking like, she's next. No! I've had someone look at me like that too, I swear. Oh, I should have put that on the creepy guy video. I thought I was gonna get kidnapped that day too. I was at a rest area in some whatever state it was, and the parking spaces were parallel. I had pulled in. I had let the dog out one last time, and then I went to the bathroom, then I hopped back in the truck, and then as I was leaving, this guy was like, he was crossing the road slowly. Like, he came out, like after I pulled out, he came out and then walked really slowly across, and then he stood by his truck or whatever that was. I don't remember if it was a tractor trailer or if it was a pickup truck or whatever, because there was a pickup truck, and he just stood there and just stared at me real hard as I slowly drove by. And the look he gave me, the vibe I felt was, damn, she's leaving, abort mission. like they were coming to get me because they thought I was gonna stay there for the night. Nope. I'm glad I was gone. Fuck. That scared me. I was just like, bro, I think someone was trying to kidnap me. I was gonna end up on the news. But I left, so that's great. And then what I already talked about, the tearing things up, being down for maintenance for that. I yelled about that because my mom was saying, oh, we do my work. I'm like, no, the hell you don't. No, you don't. So that's only happened like once. It was just a seatbelt thing. Everything else, she did tear up something else. There was some wire under the dashboard on the passenger side. I don't know how she got to it, but she pulled it out and then chewed it in half. I don't know what it connected to, but I think they said it was something to do with the TV. So if I wanted to hook up a TV in here, I guess. I'm like, I don't even have an inverter, so I'm not worried about it. I talk about having a leak on your truck. The fur. Corgis shed a lot. So much fur. And it's just, woo. I thought the pin top was out. Put a mark on my nose or something. It's so much fur, and it's just, it gets in everything. Like, it's not so much at home where it's like you'll find like fur on your clothes or whatever. No, in the truck you randomly find fur in your food. I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, where? It'll be like, I'll have no fur on me. Like, I really don't have any fur. I don't roll around on the floor with my dog, especially in a truck. No, I don't have to hold her close to my body to pick her up. She's not heavy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really covered in fur. It'll be like more so my jackets maybe, or my sweatpants, but I don't wear them all the time because of my whole skin issue and, you know, blah blah blah. But it would just be like random dog hair just magically appears in my food, and I'm just like, where did this come from? I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. It's just magically everywhere. God forbid you roll down the windows and you roll down the highway. All that dog hair just flies in the air. Oh my goodness. Like, I did that and I forgot I was trying to eat and drive at the same time and my food was uncovered. I was like, oh fuck, what did I just do? I have to cover it up and then roll the windows back up, and then I had like dog hair in my food. I was so sad. It's so much hair. It's like, it's so annoying. I'm like, why is it like this? The smell. Your truck is gonna smell. Now, granted, the way my truck smells is different from some of these other people, because I know that some of these other people don't have any sense of hygiene whatsoever in general. My dog does not sleep in the bed with me. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. Dogs on the furniture is not for me. I do not do that. Now, I would allow her to sit in the passenger seat if I had a seat cover. I do not have a seat cover. The official seat cover for a Freightliner is like $100 or something like that. I don't want to spend money on that because I don't know how much longer I'm going to even have a Freightliner, especially since I'm trying to go local. I'm not going to have the dog in the truck anyway. But, and also because I don't think she'd be able to get up and, you know, in and out of the chair without any issues, because being with her legs are so short, she kind of needs a little bit of a running start. So she would struggle anyways, and I'm not trying to deal with trying to pick her up and take her down. So she just props her front paws up, and she just uses that to support herself, to look out the window and stuff like that, or to look at me when she's excited when I'm taking her outside. But the chair does kind of smell like her because she puts her little paws on there. Her fur does get on the chair because fur is fur and it gets on everything no matter what the heck you do. And when she shakes, it flies along with her pet dander and dust and whatever else is holding on to her body. So yeah, and then, you know, the floor, she's all over the floor. Her fur is all over the floor. Her body be all over the floor. And then that whole side, because that's her side that she hops up on to look out the window. I don't like her hopping up on my side because then I have to wipe down the doors all the time. It's annoying. And she has a tendency to put her paws on the buttons, so she'll unlock the door. So that's why I don't like her on my side. I'll seatbelt the other side, but I don't like her on my side. So it has like smudges of dirt and everything, and just her on that side, and it'll just kind of smell like, it's like, you can tell when it's your trash, then you can tell it's the dog, and you can tell when it's both. So it's like, I take the trash out, I'm like, cool, but it still stinks. But it's the dog. And her toys too. Can't forget the toys. The toys covered in her saliva. Yeah. You gotta worry about that smell. So you gotta do a bit more so your truck doesn't smell odd. There's that. Oh, I wrote that twice. And then the rain. You have to be out in the rain more. I mean, especially if you're a flatbed driver, but I'm not a flatbed driver. I only would have to be outside a couple times a day. I have to be outside more because I take my dog out to use the bathroom. So now I have a wet, soggy dog. That's a smell too. So now you're wet or damp, whatever your rain gear is. Oof, excuse me. Now the dog is wet. Gotta dry them off, whatever. So that's annoying. But I mean, overall, it's not a complete bad idea. It really isn't. It's just more of the bad things that you have to deal with having a dog in the truck. It's more what it is. For me personally, it was a lot more of a bad idea because puppy, she knows nothing. I have to train her, and I don't quite have the time to train her like I want to and such. Excuse me. And so that's more of why it's a bad idea. But overall, that's fine. I'd say go for it. Just really think about your space. It's really about space. I get it. I see big dogs in trucks all the time. I see German Shepherds. I see Siberian Huskies. I see Rottweilers. I see Pit Bulls. I see people with like 3, 4, 5 dogs in that truck with them. That's nasty. By the way, I say that's nasty because that's a lot of smell, and a lot of people don't take care of their stuff like they should. And especially when you have that many animals living in such close quarters. It's gonna smell a little ripe. I saw, it was a community day last year, summertime. I was participating in it. I had the time back when I had extra time and I could do stuff like that. I don't have it now because I can't sleep. So I'm tired. I'm so tired. And now I have a dog. I'm extra tired, which adds another thing to that, being the lack of sleep thing with her, because I'm waking up throughout the night to check on her because of the mess. I already said that, but also to see if she's tearing something up. I'm trying to catch her so she knows not to do it. You gotta catch her. Tell them no. Don't do that. You gotta catch them in the act, because apparently they don't understand what the punishment's for if you don't catch them while they do it. I think they know, because when I show her what she did, she's like, oh snap, I did that, run away. Lies. They knew. So yeah, lack of sleep thing. Very tired. That's also why it's bad to get a puppy. Unless you know, it's different circumstances. If you can train that dog and get him ready. Hell, if you send the dog away for someone to train it for you and then get it, that would work. I might end up doing that. I don't know. We'll see. When I become a local driver, we'll see what happens. But community day, I had the time. It was the slack off. It was slack off community day is what that was. It was slack off with the pink sloths, with Slack King that ain't shit. Slack King ain't shit. Strong as fuck, ain't shit though. But it was this man and woman, I think they were a couple, and then these 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and they were doing it too. They were playing too as a cool, cute little family. The kids were related to one of them, and when it was over, we were talking. They drive a truck too. She used to drive. She's currently not driving. She was currently not driving at the moment, so it was just him solo driving. They used to do it as a team, and for some reason she's not driving at that moment in time. She was taking a break or something. But it's 4 of them in that truck. There's 2 twin-size beds. I don't know about you, but that ain't comfortable. I can't even share a bed, and it's queen or king size. I just can't fucking sleep. But a twin? Y'all out on the road for how long? So you gotta think, that's 4 people in a truck. 2 adults, 2 kids. Live long and prosper. 2 adults, 2 kids. And now you gotta think about the space in this truck. Then you gotta think about the space to put your stuff in the truck, to have enough clothes. Unless you're planning on doing laundry often, which is more money. I don't know about you, but I bring like 16 pairs of everything and like 20 pairs of like underwear. So it's just like, I think I have like 18 pairs of everything and 20 pairs of underwear. So I'm not trying to do laundry on the road. My parents let me live at home, so therefore I'm doing laundry where it's free. Because It's $250 for a load of laundry to wash and dry. $250 to wash, $250 to dry. $250 to wash, $250 to dry. So I don't know about you, but I ain't trying. Nope. That was another thing. Dog making me spend more money because I have to wash her dang pillow because she want to pee and throw up on it. That was another thing. But back to them. They have 4 people in the truck. Sleeping arrangements, I guess the adults sleep with each other unless they sleep with one child. I guess that would kind of save room because you don't have 2 big people in one bed. You got a big person and a smaller person. But still, for however long, which is, I can't do that. Nope. Then all the stuff they have to bring in the truck, food, hygiene, clothes. But then there's something in my eye. I find out they have 3 dogs. 3. Like, one was small and the other 2 were like medium large. How the hell is this working in there? That's what I want to know. The amount of space is non-existent. It is non-existent. Because I get it. Like, someone can sit in the he's driving, so he's in the driver's seat. Someone's sitting in the passenger seat, but that still leaves 2 people and 3 dogs in a truck. And I'm just like, no. 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 I don't want to be rude, but I just can't imagine how the inside of that truck smells. No. Because some of these, people in general, there are too many that have very bad hygiene. And I'm not talking about you working a hard day and you're sweating. That's not the type, because you can smell the difference. There is a literal difference in smell between I've been working all day and I haven't gotten in the shower, and this is just what I smell like all the time, so I don't give a fuck. And I work all day. There's a clear different smell in that. And there are too many people on this planet that are like that. By themselves. Not including animals with them, just by themselves. So I can't imagine if they happen to be those type of people, you know. So, yeah. And I've also seen this one guy, he had like 3 or 4 small dogs, like Pomeranian size. Why not? Like, I wouldn't mind another medium-sized dog for her to play with, because I don't feel comfortable leaving her in the backyard by herself, especially with her size. But we'll figure something out. But I think did I miss anything? Enough maintenance. Take time. Yeah, I think that was everything for the pros and cons that were like I could speed write and throw up on paper. Like, that's the thing for me. The good ideas and the bad ideas is not really a bad idea to deter from getting a dog. It's more of the things that you're gonna have to deal with and figure out a way to fix it. It's more bad in the sense of, since I got a puppy, and just the learning stages of said puppy with this kind of job is very hard, and that's why it's really frustrating. Because like, my dog is just, but overall I couldn't have asked for a better dog that has a perfect temperament. Like, in general, she could cause no harm, but she's a little slow. She doesn't understand, or she's never experienced it and doesn't understand what it means. But when a dog snips at you, telling you to stop and go away, it means go away. She doesn't understand that, and she comes back for more. That's a little thing. And also, she doesn't get to interact with a lot of dogs, so that's another a con of having a dog, because they're not always, like, there are a lot of truck drivers that have dogs, but when you show up, they're not outside, or they've already left. You know what I'm saying? They already took their dog out to use the bathroom, so now they're chilling in the truck now. So there's not a lot of interaction with dogs, especially with how young she is, and she needs to interact with them, because I just want her to see other dogs, and I was really worried about her temperament, and her temperament's fine. I've never seen her be angry. I think I've heard like a slightly angry bark because out of something suspicious. That was something that was happening outside, but overall, it's really been nothing. And it also boils down to taking care of your truck, because your truck is your home. Whether you bought your truck or it's your company's truck, it looks bad on you and your company, especially when, like, for me, I have a new truck. Like, if you saw that video and you painstakingly that word watched it because it was patchy. I cleaned out my old one. Like, I have a dog. I didn't just hand them my truck. I bleached, I Clorox wiped everything, I swept, I vacuumed, I tried to get as much hair that I could. I got the hair off the floor. It's just the ones that are under the chair, I can't get my hand under there, so they would have to literally just unbuckle the chair and take it out and then scoop that hair out. But overall, the truck was better than what this one was, because it was, this bunk, if y'all saw it, was still had trash, still was dirty and dusty up there. And then I don't know what the hell they used to clean this floor, but it was slippery and I had to deal with that. But everything got wiped down, everything was Lysoled and disinfected to the best of my ability that I can do. I don't know what cleaning stuff they do or how really thorough they get, because under the chair is the only thing I couldn't get, was just really under the chair. Like, I did stick my hand under there as far as I can go, but you know what I'm saying? So don't be that one and you leave all this work for one, someone else to do, and two, it's just rude. It looks bad on you. I refuse. Like, my truck was smelling fresh when I was done. It was smelling fresh when I gave him the keys. I was like, here you go. So there's that. And I was reading on I was trying to see if I can find anything else that I was like, that I didn't think of would be a good or bad reason to have a pet on the truck. And there was just one, the company, I guess, like I said, they were more lax on the type of animals you can have in the truck. And this guy had a duck. Now, ducks you can't potty train a bird. Can you potty train a bird? I don't know. I don't know anything about birds. I don't really care about birds. I'm afraid of birds. I was attacked by a bird. I have a phobia, but I can get over that phobia, but not so much spiders. That's never going to happen. But he had a duck in his truck, and the duck made a mess on the floor, just poop and track it everywhere. Okay. But then when he got a different truck, and they gave that truck to someone else, even though it was cleaned, when the summer came around, that made me itchy reading it. So now my skin issue is acting up. But the new driver was claiming to be itchy all the time. Like, he was itchy all the time for no reason. He was like, what is going on? He turned the truck in, and turns out it had bird mites. I didn't even know birds could get mites. So there was bird mites in the truck because he had a bird in the truck, and it wasn't thoroughly cleaned or whatever. And as you can see, I'm scratching now because said skin issue. It triggers more so now. Like, I've always had the skin issue where if I saw certain things, like certain things, the way they looked would trigger it. But the way it is now, I don't know what. I blame the 1,000 of shots that I got when I was in the military, and it just now hit me because it seems to be a trend with everyone that I've known in the Marine Corps. Now that we're out, we all have some random thing that's just like, why do we have this? Like, I'm dead serious. It's some random stuff that people come out like, it's weird. Like, one of my exes has like this weird heart problem now. Like, it's weird. Someone else has this other thing. This other woman has this other thing that she just told me about, and I'm just like, we're taking stuff we don't need to be taking. Is that a gray hair just sitting right? Yes, that is. Well, shit. Anyways, but yeah, like, that's nasty. Mites? Come on. So now his truck had to be fumigated. So yeah, take care of your truck. Honestly, I don't really think birds should be in a truck, to be honest. They don't have, because I know people who have birds, they like their birds to fly around or walk around, and I don't think they can really do much. I've seen people with cats in their truck. I would have to take the cat outside, teach it to like outside and be on a harness and stuff, but I don't know. But I think that's it for the good and bad things. But like I said, it's not really a bad idea. It's just the bad things that come with it that you got to deal with. So, you know, taking care of a whole living creature here. If I think of anything, I'll just add it, like in the comments or something. But that's it for that. And I wanted to talk about, the last thing I want to talk about is like what to have in your truck, which is kind of basic stuff, which most people already know. The basic things you should bring in the truck. But also for the smell, honestly, what fixes it for me is, like I said, just clean up the area, the floor. I use bleach. I just keep her away from the floor till it dries and whatnot. But I just wipe her whole area that she spends the most time in, especially since now I keep her in that little shame corner, so it's really concentrated over there. So I just kind of wipe it, Clorox wipes, let that dry, and I roll down the windows. And as long as you roll down the windows often, like with a good breeze going, so while you're driving, and to air out that truck often, you really don't smell anything. And then air fresheners as well. I've gotten a compliment. I parked somewhere, I think it was during the flood, but the guy was parked next to me, and we were talking, and I rolled down my window and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, you have a dog?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You don't stink," because the window was down. He's like, "Your truck doesn't stink." I'm like, "Thank you. You have no idea how much work I put into it." Because I hate when I walk back in the truck from outside, I'm just like, I've been nose blind. I smell it. It smells off in here, and I don't like it. Not like off the bug spray, but it smells off. So, compliments. Anyways, I'm going to show you some things that I find helpful to have in the truck when you have a dog. So I'll see you in a minute, because I have to switch the camera lens around. All right, guys. So we're back with what some of the things that you should have in your truck for your said aminos, or in my case, a dog. Now, obviously, this is really, I found this on YouTube. I was trying to see other people who have their dogs in their truck that did videos on YouTube. So I was trying to figure out what to do, because, you know, you have to have their food and water bowl. And I was like, well, it's going to spill. I don't know what to do about that. Well, I found this one lady. Why is it's so weird how it's out of focus when it's on the other lens. But when I'm using the front lens, you can see it so well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you, sleepyhead. But yes, it is called a Neater feeder. And basically, as you see, got the water side, food side, but it has like a little tray down there, and all the water that just comes out, that bounces out, goes down these little holes, it sits in the bottom of the tray, so you don't have to worry about anything spilling. I did not mean to disturb your sleep, ma'am. Go back to sleep. Why are you magically just waking up because I moved it? Are you magically thirsty? You've been knocked out for the past 2 hours. I put more water in there. Oh, I need to take you outside to use the bathroom. I'll do that as soon as I'm done with this video. The alarm went off. I know, I gotta take you outside. But a plethora of toys that she has stuffed under there. They're there. She stuffs them under there. She stuffs them in between the seat over there, because she's just a little weirdo. Dog towels. I've used that one, but I put the clean ones up here for when I'm ready to use them to dry her feet when she either walks through wet grass or a puddle, or it's raining outside. I just put the towels up there. Let's see. So it's some leftover stuff that I put up here. Excuse my skeleton. I was gonna put that on my truck, but the way they have the license plate, it's where the license plate is placed, the feet of this skeleton will cover the license plate, and I can't do that, so that sucks. So I have pads left over from her potty training. I keep them in here just in case for some reason I can't go outside, or like I said, she was extra poopy, so I had put pads all over the floor just in case. Or if your dog is throwing up a lot, that helps too. I have these grooming wipes that I use to wipe her little critchety crotch because of her her little fat girl folds, as I call them. They're not really fat girl folds, but you know, it's just what I do. I wipe her after, you know, every evening after I take her outside to use the bathroom for the last time. And then I do have diapers left over as well, just in case. I have her nail grinder. I haven't even used that one yet. I used the clipper one, but I haven't used that one yet. This vacuum right here, this Black & Decker. These right here, all this you can get at PetSmart. This right here, this little hand vacuum works wonders. I found this, I only see them at Love's. So if you're driving around Love's, look in the little truck section, get this vacuum. Charge it up, use it. It works. I use that to get like the dirt and the hair off the floor. More so in between, like when I sweep and stuff like that. As you can see, gloves. Oh, if I can just, everything's falling, but yeah. Ah, my hand sanitizer, no. But yeah, disposable gloves. These are nitrile. I got these from Kroger. You can also get these from Walgreens. I buy like 4 boxes of these. All right. I use them like whenever I take her to use the bathroom. I do that because I touch my face a lot and I touch things, and I'm kind of a germaphobe, so my hands get kind of like dirty and I don't like it. So I just put gloves on when I take her outside. So, and then it helps when I really have to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh crap, no, my hands are covered in dog. I gotta wash my hands real quick. Poop bags, the little thing right there, but hold on a second as I move things out of the way. So here is, I keep her food in here. I don't know the size of this, but it works. She doesn't eat a lot of food, honestly. Like I fill her bowl up to the brim, and it takes her all day to eat it. So this lasts for like a month. This is like a month's worth of food for her. I just bring it home and refill it when it gets about half, because that's just what I do. And then I bring her little bag. This is her doggy bag. That I shove things in. So for this one, like right here, that's her little thunder vest, because she's a bit of a scary dog. I'm gonna start putting it on her more because she's very scared in this truck. I forgot doggy shampoo. It's up there somewhere. I don't know where. It's up there somewhere. And then I have poop bags down here. I have like 3 left over, which is great. An extra leash and everything. Treats and whatnot. That's what I shove in there. What else do I normally bring? I said, need for your dog bite training pads, wipes, toys, gloves. Oh, brushes in there as well. Dog treats, the thunder vest, diapers, vacuum, dog towels. That's pretty much, yeah, that's everything. And then 4 cases of water that I put under the bed for all of us to drink. Look at her. So, yeah. That's basically what I have of all the quote-unquote essentials of things to bring in the truck to have. Whatever you use to clean is fine. Like I said, I use Clorox spray and Clorox wipes. I make sure I move her and her toys out of the way whenever I clean certain areas, to make sure that it doesn't get on her toys or her. Why are you licking your bowl? Like, why? There's nothing on there other than your dirty self. You're so weird. Don't be ashamed because I'm calling you out now. Such a weirdo. Oh, I also have some. What is up here? I keep forgetting. It's because everything is out of place. I have to reorganize everything. But yeah, there's a shampoo. I shoved it in there. But I also had. There's a spray that you can buy from PetSmart, or you can order from Chewy or whatever, that is supposed to get them to stop chewing on things. Tastes really nasty. It's up there somewhere as well, because she's a mess with chewing on things. Yeah, I'm talking about you. But yeah, I think that is everything from how I got her, why I chose her, and pros and cons that I can think of off the top of my head of having a dog on the truck. Bless you. Bless you. Got something in your nose? It's the pollinating. You're experiencing that for your first time. And then the things that I have in the truck for her. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if I spoke too fast, or I don't know, or it seems kind of rushed. It wasn't my intention for it to sound that way. And I also don't want the video to be super long. I guess it would make sense for the video to be super long, but I'm not trying to. I don't want it to be long like my Horizon Zero Dawn playlist, where each video is literally 2 hours long to get through the whole game. Because if you've seen it, if you haven't, I did the whole game. So that's main missions, side missions, collectibles. I got every data point, especially the main ones, all of them, every outfit, upgraded every storage, every weapon, every corrupted zone, every bandit camp, everything. I did everything and showed you everything in that whole thing. So each video is 2 hours long with bad audio until I got a new mic and it fixed it. But yeah, I don't want it to be like that, but it is what it is, because it's more of talking about my experience and not so a game. But yeah, that's because I'm trying to think if there's any last minute things, but I think that is it for all this stuff for the dog. And extra trash bags, because sometimes I've taken my dog out in places where there's not a trash can, so I'll put the poop bag in a medium trash bag, and then I'll tie it to the back of the truck. I'm not putting that in the truck. I tried that once. It's not going to work. The smell gets through no matter what you do. So I just tie it to the back of the truck until I get to a place that has a trash can that I can throw it away. So medium-sized trash bags as well. And that would be it for this one. And that is it. Check the links in the description for my stream links, which I will figure out why those aren't working or why I can't connect to them. My social media to see what other random things I've been doing, and my dog's Instagram page to see all of her cuteness that she has and shares with me every day. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Okay, bye, Robin.